take my shoes off. Oh, hello Dill. I've been promising you guys this video for a while, so I thought I'd sit down and finally film it. Can you... Maybe I should have shut the door before I start recording. So this video is going to be a Q&A, just answering some of the questions you guys asked on my Facebook page. I just find them really fun. I don't know why, but I just love answering questions from people. So I've screenshotted a few and I'm going to answer them in this video alongside one of the dogs. I'll try and get through them all, but I need one of them first. So, Dill, are you offering to come on board? Come on in. Oh, come on. Good girl. Right. Oh, why do I get the bum end? Dill, do you want to turn round or a bit camera shy? Okay. The first question is from Karen Smith. What colour was your Bumble, bless him? Well, Bumble was a girl, the one that Bumble that we had, that we lost in November, and she was black. So she was a little chunky monster, but she was a black lab. She was beautiful. And she was your sister, wasn't she? She was the only one that kept you sane. Oh, okay. Second question is from Christina Pitt. Has your family always had labs? I've always had labs, so our family, yes, us four have always had labs. I've had 7 in total. Blue, Lottie, Etta, Bumble, Barnaby, Dilly and Margaux. Mum hasn't had labs before that, but Dad had one lab called Brutus, I think it was, and he used to tell me it would walk out the back garden and it would disappear for like one night and then he'd come back. So he was in a world of his own. I'm not quite sure how he managed that. But yeah, my dad's had labs before, but us as a family, we've always had labs. And I don't know if we'd ever go for anything else. I'm not sure. From Francis Perry, I'm going to read this all out because it's quite long. Do the dogs have a special bark if they find wildlife? We always knew when our setter saw a hedgehog in the garden, his bark was softer. We also have had a corgi who used to frighten herself when she passed wind. She used to look where the noise came from and then run out of the room. It was so funny to watch. That does sound quite funny actually. That's a really interesting question. I think whenever any of them see wildlife, if they're like in the house and they hear a hedgehog or see a bird or something, they all have the same kind of, not aggressive bark, but territorial bark, because obviously a hedgehog poses a huge threat. Come on, you're too hot in here. Who else are we going to have? Come on. Barnes, here. Barney. Good boy. Okay, so we've got Barnes now. Oh, okay, you're showing them your booty. Sit down. Barnes, sit down. Thank you. Okay. So yes, it's just a territorial bark, especially Barnaby. You like to act like the man of the house. But you're not, are you? You're actually a bit of a wet towel, wet blanket. If we're out on a walk and Barnaby sees a squirrel, there's no bark, it's just I'm going for that squirrel and nothing's going to stop me. Right, next question from Anne Dawson. What's the most number of dogs you've had at one time? I once had 9. They were 7 Labradors and 2 Springers and still miss them all so much. Okay, 9 is mental. The most I've had is 4. We've had the 4 labs, so at one time we had Bumble, Dilly, Barnaby and Margaux. That's the most I've had, and we were just, when we got Margaux, when we realised that she's a little bit of a nightmare, we said to ourselves, what possessed us to get 4 dogs? So I don't think we'll be doing that again, as much as it was a fun, challenging experience. 4 dogs is a lot of dogs, and especially when they're all a mix of ages, so you've got a puppy that needs to be looked after, all the way up to a 12-year-old that's barking and going a little bit senile. So, but the most I've had is 4, and I think that's the most I'll ever have again. This is from Gemma Leanne, I think that's how you say it. Thornton, our chocolate boy, is 4 and starting to get grey hair underneath the muzzle. What age did all your pooches get theirs? Although guessing Margaux is still a bit too young, bless her. Yeah, Margaux's definitely too young, although I mean, I don't really remember my previous yellow lab, Etta, but I'd imagine it's harder to see grey hairs on a yellow lab. I don't know. But yeah, I think all of them have gone grey quite soon on. I mean, Dilly has always been grey. I think Dilly started going grey from like the age of 3, bless her. She's got little grey eyebrows now. Bumble started going grey earlier on. She wasn't as grey as Dilly. It was more under the chin. And Barnaby, what's this? Can you show the camera you're grey? See, Barnaby's grey, but he started going grey at about 3 as well, I think. So it's just normal, I think. I bet some Labradors probably get till 10 and they're still not that grey, and then other labs seem to go grey from birth. So it's just genetics, I suppose. Right, next question is from Sharon Mead. Post-dinner question. Those still eating look away now. We have a 14-week-old Willow started eating her own poo. Oh, why has 14-week-old Willow started eating her own poos? Apart from that and the nipping, the vet is pleased from her. Help and advice appreciated, thank you. And that is the most adorable photo. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it very well, but adorable. I can't answer that. I've got no idea why they're poos. I think dogs are just a bit disgusting sometimes. I took a dog out on a walk, I won't mention names, but I took a dog out on a walk the other day with another dog, and the other dog had a poo, nice and privately, and this other dog just came and ate it, and I almost barfed. It was disgusting. Why? Margaux went through a phase, I don't know if this is any help or any reassurance, but Margaux went through a phase of eating every single bit of cow poo she could. At only a few weeks old, and I thought she better not do this for the rest of her life because I'm not going to be able to give her any kisses. But she stopped that, and especially after she'd been spayed, she stopped eating as much. But I definitely think Willow will grow out of it. I'm almost 100%. There's not a lot you can do with things like that because it's nature, I suppose. They have a poo, that's what they do. Celia Meadows, will you ever let Margaux have pups? Just seen the photo of Bumble and the thought just popped into my head, so I'm presuming you're referring to Bumble, who is currently fast asleep down here, the dog boarding with us. He's gorgeous, and I wish they could be boyfriend and girlfriend, but Margaux, no, she's been spayed, as I've just said in the previous question. I mean, I'd love to have a dog that has pups, but it's a huge responsibility, and with everything that's going on with my dog walking business, mum's gardening business, dad working with the cottage, having 4 labs and then 3 labs and then boarders as well, I think we'd drive ourselves insane with having, 10 puppies on top of that. So as much as I'd love her to, it's a no can do, and plus I think Bumble's been castrated as well, so it's a definite impossibility. She would have beautiful babies though. Joyce England, a few months ago our Tara had a cancer removed from her back. They told us to watch for any lumps or bumps. How do I tell if a bump is needed looking after? Now, I'm not a vet and I don't want to give advice on things like this because I'm not a vet, I'm not a qualified person, but I would always just suggest if you find a lump or bump, just go and get it checked out every time, because at the end of the day it's going to be peace of mind for you. Or if it is something serious, you will have probably got to it early enough anyway. I mean, Dilly is covered in fatty lumps, and we've taken her to the vets about every single lump, and everything has come back as fatty lumps. And we know that it's just peace of mind for us. I'd rather go and get it checked than spend, the rest of her time thinking, oh gosh, is it something serious? Is it something serious? So I'd always recommend whatever lump and bump you find, go and get it checked out. Linda Collier, do you have any cats, and if so, how are the dogs with them? We don't have cats now. We're not a cat family. I mean, I think they're adorable, but I've just never been a fan of cats, really. I mean, we have one that comes into our garden quite a lot, but I don't think the dogs would take to it very well. They wouldn't be aggressive, but they're used to being with each other, big animals, and then to have this little thing running around, I can't imagine you'd be best pleased, would you, Barnaby? Barnes? Handsome. But yeah, no, we don't have any cats. Sarah Kendrick Webb, did you grow up with dogs? Yes, I've always had a dog. There was a period between losing Baloo, our chocolate Labrador, I think it was a year or 2 between that and getting Bumble, but other than that I've always had dogs, and I hope to always have dogs as well. Hilary Ann Hicks, has Margaux got a favourite toy? Do you know, it's really weird. Why is it that dogs will play with everything and anything as long as it's not a dog toy? I have bought her tens of dog toys, and they're not cheap, the good quality ones, and she's not interested at all. She'd rather pick up a cushion, as you will have seen in a previous video, and show you her amazing cushion, or her dog bowl, or slippers, anything that's not a toy. So what's Margaux's favourite dog toy? Anything that she shouldn't be chewing, basically. She's quite naughty like that, or a slipper. I don't know what it is with dogs and slippers, but she loves a good slipper. Andrea Gibson, what is Margaux's favourite treat? Now, she's a Labrador, Andrea, so anything that's edible, in fact anything that's inedible or edible she'll eat, but her favourite food, she loves apples. She loves these, we buy these bacon things, bacon sizzler strips, obviously for dogs, and she's obsessed with them. Make the slightest noise of the wrapper and she's in. But because she's a lab, she'll take anything, you know. Feed her a carrot, she'll eat it. Celery, she'll eat it. Cucumber, she'll eat it. Honestly, she'll eat anything. Katie Marsden, what is your favourite walk with the dogs in the Peak District? Do you have more than one? I definitely have more than one. There are so many nice walks in the Peak District. My personal favourites are anything up high, so Longston Edge, Kerber Edge, anything you can just sit on the edge and admire the view. I also love walks down dales. Where my boyfriend lives, there's a nice little dale down there, and it's just lovely because it's so secure and just quiet, and there's a nice little river they can swim in. It's just beautiful. So anything up high or down low, really. Sharon Wilson, where will your dad do the photo shoots now the studio is an apartment? Well, actually we stopped doing the shoots in the cottage quite a while ago anyway, especially as the weather got warmer. People prefer the dogs being photographed outside in the field. It's more natural, and that's kind of what Dad's photography is all about. So Phil, actually, his business partner, does them mainly in the field. Dad comes out sometimes, and I think the shots just look all round better. But most people seem to select the photos that were outside, so we figured it wasn't too much of a disaster leaving the cottage anyway. So Les Watson, right, we know you live on a farm, small holding. Excuse me if I've got this last bit wrong. Apart from the dogs and horses, what other animals do you have? Yeah, so it is, we live on an old farm, so it's a retired farm, as it were. We don't actually have any farm animals, although I'd love some sheep. What other animals do you have? Apart from the dogs and horses, we have fish. We also have chickens, so we have Wellington, the big cockerel, and we have 2 chickens called Pongo and Chutney. And we've had so many other animals over the time. I say so many other animals. We've had 2 other animals, and that was 2 rabbits or 3 rabbits. We're kind of a little farm without the farm animals, if that makes sense. Helen Toulson, how many times a day do you feed the dogs? Does your father awake them when he goes out before dawn? So it's quite funny you say that. At the slightest noise, even flushing the toilet in the middle of the night, Margaux will be set off and she'll bark and bark and bark until you come and tell her to stop barking. So Dad has to go out the front door rather than the back, and he has to literally tiptoe out, otherwise Margaux will be woken up and we'll have to wake up as well. So yeah, he tries not to wake them, he has to go out a different door basically. How many times a day do you feed the dogs? So we feed them dinner, we feed them like little treats throughout the day. She's already started. Oh, hello?
Hi.
Oh, hi, I'm just filming a video with my aunts. Ew, what have you got on you? You've got food on you. I will finish the video there. That's actually been really fun to film, and I love getting you guys questions. Well, don't ever feel like you can't just message me and ask me a question or any advice you want. You know, I'm happy to answer. I always reply to everyone, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that I couldn't get all of the dogs in here, but Margaux's being a nightmare. And I know if she'll come in here, she'll probably knock the camera down. And Bumble's asleep on the floor. But you've seen Barnes. Sorry, I hit you a bit hard then. You've seen Barnes and you've seen Dill. And again, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments below if you did. Give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And if you click the little bell, I don't know where I'm pointing, it's down there somewhere, you'll be notified whenever I post a video before anyone else. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed, guys. And stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to take B-Dog out. Or maybe this is another problem. I have to decide which dog to take with other dogs. Oh, honestly. Come on then. Should we go? What have you been doing?